Now, with First Alert Weather.
Hey everyone, Tim Simpson here from the First Alert Weather Center at Fox, Carolina. Hope you're having a good day. You're staying out of the heat. Maybe you're fortunate enough to pick up a shower or two, but let me start with high temperatures from today. The normal high in Greenville is 90 degrees for this date. We were at 98 degrees. Yeah, we've hit 98 for a high today. 10 degrees cooler up in Asheville at 88 degrees, just 3 degrees above the normal high temperature there, but 98. And here's the big story you need to know about tomorrow. We're going to have a heat advisory kick in. This will start at 12 noon tomorrow and run through 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. The heat advisory means that we're going to have these feels like temperature, these heat index values or heat indices up around 105 degrees or higher. So at 98 degrees today, we've had some heat index values around 104, 105 across parts of the upstate. Chances are we'll go a little bit warmer tomorrow. Matter of fact, these are the areas that are going to be highlighted by that heat advisory. All of the upstate of South Carolina, that carries us over into the Charlotte area as well, not included the mountains here of North Carolina, any of our counties in our viewing area not included. Now that doesn't mean it's not going to be hot in your location, just means that you're not expected to see heat indices around 105 degrees. But this is for tomorrow. It kicks in at 12 noon. Just know it's coming. First Alert radar. Right now, we are seeing some cooling showers and thunderstorms across the region. As a matter of fact, we were at 98 degrees earlier this afternoon. We had a storm come through, knocked the temperature down to 88. We're back up to about 90 degrees right now. But the strongest storm at this point is over in Pickens County. And you can see kind of the outflow boundary coming from these storms. But this storm cell is producing some heavy rainfall. The potential of 40-mile-per-hour winds with this storm. So if you're over in the Pickens area, Pickens County in particular, please be alert to this storm. The 40-mile-per-hour winds. Also, the potential is there for some pea-sized hail with this storm. We'll zoom in a little bit closer, show you that, yeah, there's a lot of lightning associated with this. Matter of fact, 32 lightning strikes in the last little bit as this storm has continued to develop. And as far as the vertical development on this storm, it's a pretty mature storm cell here. We got some tops on this up close to 40,000 feet as it continues working off toward the east at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. So kind of watching this storm with great interest to see if the National Weather Service, if it continues to strengthen, if the National Weather Service will actually issue a severe thunderstorm warning on this storm cell. But it certainly bears watching over the next 10, 15 minutes or so as it continues dropping toward the east at about, as I mentioned, about 20, 25 miles per hour. Got another storm here around the Piedmont area. We're watching that one. That's developing quite nicely, not as big as the one back in Pickens County. More activity from Lawrence over toward Whitmire for these particular areas. So just some brief heavy rainfall from these storms. All right, let's check temperatures. To the north, we got the cooler numbers. Waynesville, 76. Brevard at 72. We're now at 90 degrees here in Greenville. As we mentioned earlier, 98 degrees for the high today. Currently 93 in Clemson, 95 degrees down in Anderson, 95 Greenwood. Abbeville checks in, as it does Elberton with 94 degrees. Let's add that humidity and show you what it feels like outside. Yeah. You don't want to be in Clemson outside right now. 103 there, Toccoa 104, 101 down in Anderson, Greenwood. It feels like 102 degrees right now. So some stifling heat. Next 12 hours here in the Greenville area, we'll see temperatures drop from the 80s back down into the mid-70s, and then we'll just repeat that big heat warm up for tomorrow. Now today we're at 98 degrees. Was that a record high temp? Nope, because you have to go back to 1926. That was a really hot summer here in the upstate. Of course, none of us remember that, but 102 degrees, the record high for this state back in 1926. Tomorrow forecasting a high of 99 degrees. And once again, 1926, the record is 103 degrees. So no record today, no record for tomorrow, but we're going to come pretty doggone close to that. As far as what you need to know, for now, a few evening storms. Those will diminish as we get into the next few hours. The heat advisory for tomorrow, 105 degrees plus on those heat indices. So please exercise caution. Take it easy if you have to be outside. But then Tuesday, man, we got some cooler temperatures coming with some rainfall. Let me show you what's going on. There is a threat of severe weather mainly back to the north of us today. Here's your marginal to slight risk, a level 1, level 2 risk. But watch what happens as we go into tomorrow. Yeah, the level 1 risk right across our viewing area. So tomorrow, a marginal risk, level 1 risk. We could see a few isolated severe storms. Then, as we get into Tuesday, all of that drops south of us, and we're out of that risk for severe weather. Hot weather for tomorrow across the deep south. Here comes kind of a backdoor cold front dropping in from the north. We're going to see that level 1 risk for severe storms tomorrow afternoon. And then as we get into Tuesday, all that drops to the south. We'll pick up slightly cooler temperatures, some slightly drier air. It's going to be a break for sure from what we've had over the last few days, but we'll certainly enjoy every degree cooler that we can get. As far as the storm energy, as we get into tomorrow, decent storm energy to see some of these showers and thunderstorms fire up. We'll do the same thing again getting into Tuesday. This is 5 o'clock Tuesday as we look at pretty much moderate to high risk, good storm energy here locally. But then look at Wednesday. Yeah, we just kind of drop off there as far as any storm energy for producing any of those showers and thunderstorms. And that means cooler temperatures certainly for us. Let me help you plan your day for tomorrow. We start at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. You've got 70s all across the region here. 73 Asheville, about 73 Greenville, 75 down in Greenwood. By lunchtime tomorrow, is it going to be nice enough to eat outside? Well, yeah, if you like 80s and 90s, it's, just know that going into it. 80s to the north, low 90s here across the upstate of South Carolina. We warm into the mid 90s tomorrow afternoon. And just the computer model is trying to bring in some of these storms between 3 and 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That could keep us from hitting our 99 degrees. But just like today, it all depends on the timing and the location of these storms because they're very isolated in nature. So it all depends if one pops up out of the airport or not. Otherwise, I do think we're going to be close to those upper 90s tomorrow afternoon. Here's your 7-day forecast. Check it out. We're at 99 tomorrow, 90 degrees on Tuesday, 88 Wednesday. 88 degrees Wednesday. I don't want to gloss over that. It's going to be much cooler Wednesday. Looking good on Thursday. Temperatures start ramping back up Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But you got some decent chances for some scattered showers and storms coming up. Mountain forecast, better chances for rain Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures will be mostly in the 80s. And those overnight low temperatures, they're going to be in the 60s. So going to be some good sleeping weather up in the mountains here as we get into this forecast. Hey, don't forget